Mystic Show. This is episode number 270. This is Dave the Mystic with medium and channel Sophia Rashkin. This is April 18th, 2016 from Littleton, Colorado. Quick, brief announcement. If you've registered with BlogTalk Radio, you can see and join in the chat. I do try to look at comments there, and if they're appropriate to the show, then we mention those too. Also, please consider signing up for show announcements through my website at www.davethemystic.com. Our guest tonight is medium Sophia Rashkin. Sophia has been self-employed for 19 years. During this time, she was a real estate broker for 9 years and then went on to be a partner in a successful internet marketing business for 10 years. Sophia left that business because of a spiritual calling. Now Sophia works with only 100% light spiritual energy, psychic, medium, channeler, spiritual guidance, and mentorship transcriber of source energy. She also channeled a curriculum around releasing and clearing vows from other lifetimes. She is now working on 2 more curriculums called Working on Yourself Within a Relationship and Parenting the Cosmic Conscious Child, mislabeled ADD, ADHD, and autistic. Sophia hosts a meditation/metaphysics group in Denver called YAM, which is an acronym for Younger Adult Meditation and Metaphysics, and she also started 2 in Southern California, San Diego, Encinitas, and the LA area, 1 in the San Francisco area, and 1 in New York City. She has been guided to start 6 more cities throughout the U.S. in 2016, and will then expand from there internationally. In the second half of the show, Sophia will be providing 5-minute mini readings for callers, and we'll give more instructions about that when we're ready. Welcome, Sophia. Thanks for being on the show.
Oh, thank you, Dave, for having me on the show. It's a pleasure of mine. I appreciate you asking me, and so wonderful because just knowing your own background, and here you've been doing this for a very long time yourself in this workspace, and it's such a pleasure and an honor for me to be asked to be here with you. So thank you.
Oh, you're making me blush. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I always like to ask guests who come on who are intuitive or gifted in various ways, how did you come into your gifts? What happened?
You know, it's kind of interesting. All my whole life is kind of like being a fish being in water, not knowing that I was using the gift. And we all have the intuitive gift. It's just to what extent are we using it and aligned with it and allowing it into our lives. And some of us are here to use this as our work profession in this lifetime, in our lifetimes. And some of us just use it on a daily basis in our relationships with family and friends and in work and that kind of stuff. But, you know, I was taken around to psychics and mediums when I was younger, and I didn't know why. I think my mom probably got some kind of hint that I had some special gift maybe from another intuitive, even while she was pregnant with me. And I recently found out that my aunt had this gift, and I always felt that in the family lineage, even generations before, this gift was around. So I think it's been in our family. I feel very strongly that it's been in the family for a long time. And so I was always very fascinated with psychics and mediums, channelers, shamans, healers, and their ability to work with spiritual energy. I always, you know, I would be taken to see them, get my reading, and fascinating, that's great stuff, but I was even more fascinated by the fact that they could see things, read, connect with the other side. And my question to them, I was always more curious about them. What were they seeing? What were they hearing? Who were they talking to? How were they accessing these gifts that were bestowed upon them? And that was more fascinating to me. Well, fast forward my journey a little bit. I went into jobs, would quit them, then eventually got into entrepreneurship and being in business for myself for a long time now, along with my ex-husband. And during my time in being an entrepreneur, gained tremendous amount of marketing and business skills and financial skills, and was an owner and partner in a very, very successful marketing company. I went down that route of doing a lot of business and gaining a lot of business skills. And we had attained a fairly good amount of material wealth. We had homes, land, cars, a good amount in the bank. We could go on trips. I mean, it was a very nice lifestyle. And at the height of our career in my last business with my ex-husband, at the height of our career, I found myself feeling really empty, not feeling fulfilled. And I really started dreading waking up in the morning. I went into depression because I just felt something was missing. And I started just kind of talking out loud. I always knew there were powers and beings around me, and a divine underlying invisible source that was around me. And I started to just talk to them out loud and even in my mind and just say, this is wonderful. This is a great blessing that you've sent me. I am grateful for this. You've provided a lot for me in my material needs and wants and desires, and for me and my family. However, why am I so unfulfilled? Why do I not feel happy with the material items that you've given me? There's more. There's got to be more to the story. What's going on? This doesn't feel whole and complete for me. And so I started getting my answers in physical, tangible evidence. People were brought on my path shortly after that, and very quickly they brought answers to me. I would wake up and there would be just thoughts in my mind, and it would be nonstop. If I didn't answer to those thoughts or feelings that they were sending me, they would continue to bring them. I was led down a path. I mean, just for instance, I'd wake up and they'd tell me, you need to Google hypnosis. Well, the hypnosis therapy led to a lady sharing an office with another lady that was a spiritual intuitive. And I got referred over to her and started working with her. And then other people were brought onto my path in other ways, shamans and healers. And then soon a metaphysical church was brought on my path. And that church has just about everybody is a psychic medium, some kind of healer there, a shaman, or, just so I'm now surrounded by just a community of people that are like me and like-minded, that are here to do the same or similar work. And so they, probably a good 6 or 7 of them became really good friends and mentors of mine. And along the journey, I was discovering, and they were sharing the same knowledge with me, telling me, you've had this gift for many lifetimes, and you've done this work many lifetimes. You've been a medicine woman, a shaman, healer, intuitive, a monk with intuitive gifts. And so on and on and on, I discovered, even through them, they were giving me confirmation and validation of the visions and the movies that were shown to me by the beings of light and my guides of my other lifetimes. And I came to the realization, that I'm now stepping back into my path once again and doing this work once again, which led to a lot of confusion. I mean, in my relationships. For me, it was becoming more and more fulfilling to step into my path again and step into that power and that knowing of why I came into this lifetime again, to inspire and assist others on their life paths. However, in relationships, it was very scary. How do you tell your partner that you're not going to do the business with him anymore because you are more fulfilled doing this, and this is everything in your cell being and everything in your soul being and everything in the cell in your bodies tell you that you're going to do a 180. It left a lot of confusion. We ended up getting a divorce because we just weren't going in the same direction anymore. And of course, Dave, you know, I mean, that's a soul contract right there. Soul contracts come and go, revised, whatever.
Right.
And so our contract, our soul contract, as husband and wife ended. And so as soon as that was done, I went ahead and pretty much I sold everything that I owned. I sold my house. I liquidated assets. And, I just let go because it required me to let go of things. I didn't feel like I was losing anything. There was a grieving process because with this, I was balancing my spiritual being with the physical realm. And so definitely there was a grieving process of the loss of my marriage, as well as letting go of homes and the life that I once lived, as well as, for my two boys, it was a little challenging for them. But I knew that part of my soul contract with them was to inspire them to see that they are to live their truest and highest potential here and do what makes them happiest and what they're passionate about, what they love, because money is energy, but it is a byproduct. It is a byproduct of our own way of being and our own way of being. And so when we're excited, we're happy, we're joyful, we're fulfilled in what we're doing, the money is a byproduct. And if we're already in a joyful, peaceful, fulfilling place, the money and the material goods, they're beautiful blessings, and they're here for a reason. But if we're fulfilled in what we're doing, what else can we ask for? We're already living our highest and truest potential. So that's where I'm at in my life right now. I live in I feel pretty pleased about succeeding in the material physical world, and at the same time, I'm also feeling very much in flow. I know that whatever the vibrational frequency that I am at, that is what I am bringing into my life. It's going to come to me inevitably. The same vibrational frequency that I'm at is what's going to come to me, and that's what's going to match who I am. And so that gives you a little bit of insight
Sure.
about how I got into this onto this path. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, you have many groups. Since you're working with them, talking to them, getting insights from them, I like to look at the canaries in the coal mine. So what spiritual trends do you see occurring now, and based on talking to others who are in your groups and things?
Yeah, there's, and just by the way, those that are attracted in coming into my my groups, the younger adult meditation metaphysics groups in these other cities, by the time they've gotten onto my group and actually joined the group, they're operating at a certain vibrational frequency. We'll leave it at that. Their higher selves have brought them there, and they are in the process of awakening to their true highest potential and to who they authentically are. They're ready to discover that, yes, again, there is a divine, higher, invisible source that we are one in creation with, that we are the cell of, and so they're ready to discover more of that. They want to. They're open to accepting and knowing. There's a knowing there, and all their old ways of being, old belief patterns are ready to be dropped. And in my sharing with them, they know, there's a knowing that there's been vows from other lifetimes that have been taken, and they're ready to release and clear those as well. And so the trends are, these are folks, and why I was specifically guided to work with adults in the ages of the 20s up to mid-50s is because they're children, they are parents, and they are parenting the new crop of children. And this leads into some of the discussion about clearing and releasing vows and one of my curriculums, which is children being mislabeled ADD and ADHD and autistic. There's such a high awareness, and there's a brilliance that is untapped, and we're all connected to the cosmos, but these newer crop of children and parents are being mislabeled simply because they are highly, highly conscious, very connected to the cosmos, and their communication is very, very different than what we're used to. Their way of being is very different than the way we're used to. They are very, very aligned with source energy, and so things are coming to them in a different way, and it's time, and then many of us on the planet are evolving and stepping into our path. There's more awareness on the planet, and how to guide the parents, how to guide teenagers and children, adults, through this path that we're embarking on.
Okay.
So the trend, so to answer your question, that's the trend right there.
Cool. Well, thank you. You have a curriculum where you have clearing or releasing vows from other lifetimes. Tell us some more about that. How did you create that? How do you see it being used, that type of thing?
Yeah, absolutely. I discovered it in my own life. I didn't really know a ton about it, but as I was going through my divorce, it was interesting that after the divorce, I went through what I call a monk phase for a long time, which is basically I wanted to lock myself in the house and not communicate with the outside world for a long time. That was probably some parallel life that was going on at the same time with me, where I'm a monk in another lifetime going on right now, as well as past lives. But after that divorce, I just went into the stage of just protecting myself and going into meditation and not allowing a whole lot of influence from the outside world to come in. There was more and more communication with the other side, and at some point when I was ready to, quote unquote, come out of the cocoon, I was ready to date, and I felt like there was just something that was still holding me back. There was something, and because I was ready, whether and this applies to those of you on the call as well, money, abundance, any challenges or obstacle blocks. What happened for me was I felt that there was some kind of block going on. And I wasn't quite sure what it was. And it was perplexing to me because I almost felt like, okay, why am I not able to, get a date? What's going on? And one morning, I was half asleep, half awake, and I could hear myself talking. You hear yourself. Sometimes you wake yourself up from something you're saying. Well, I was waking up, and I was talking out loud and releasing vows of celibacy and chastity out loud. And I woke myself up and was still kind of saying something that was so fresh in my mind. And I knew my guides at that point had told me that in order for me to move past the abundance block of being in a relationship or dating, I needed to release vows of chastity and celibacy that I had taken when I was a monk. And many of us, especially of us that are fascinated by metaphysical topics or spiritual topics, have been priests, nuns, disciples of gurus, monks, rabbis, healers. We've served in religion somehow, and we've taken vows of poverty and anti-materialism, vows of chastity, celibacy. We've taken vows of sexual abstinence, self-sacrifice, self-worth. We've taken vows of being obedient to the church, putting religion first, humility. We've taken vows of silence, voluntary denial. We've taken just vows of suffering, and we have taken many, many vows, over 40 sets of vows that have been carried in other lifetimes over into this lifetime. And they get carried into our cellular and soul memories. And if we're not conscientious of it, they just get carried from lifetime to lifetime. And so I was releasing these vows, and then I soon realized that there's a lot of vows that I've taken. And so after I went ahead and started channeling and downloading and transcribing what they had asked me around clearing and releasing vows for chastity and celibacy, they also asked me to do these other releasing vows that I have just spoken about just now. And so as soon as I released vows of celibacy and chastity, things changed like that afternoon. It was so fast. In my own experience, it was unbelievable to me. And then I went through and started having, more fun dating and so on. And now I'm in a serious, committed, very happy relationship with a gentleman for the last 8 months, and we're very, very happy, in a very good place. And I do feel this is my life partner for the rest of this lifetime. So things changed for me in that way, as well as when I released vows of poverty. Now, even though I've had success in business and been very blessed with material wealth, there were still more vows to release going into the next phase of my life here. And as soon as that had happened, this gentleman, my boyfriend, created a very successful business, and it created a good amount of prosperity and wealth in a very short amount of time. And so I'm watching these things in my own life and in my own communication and connection with others, because I did the releasing vows of silence, and watching these things in my own life. And so I was asked to continue to share the information and the knowledge from this curriculum with many others. And so that's how that was developed.
Excellent. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, we're getting close to the point where we have an awful lot of people who want to have some of these mini readings. So I'll give my guidelines first, and then you can give your guidelines so that people know how to work with you. From my point of view, for the listeners, we're going to call you on by your area code. That's all I see. I don't get a caller ID. When you come on, please let us know your first name so we know what to call you. And I start a timer, and at 4.5 minutes, you're going to hear music start up, and that's your signal that it's about time to wrap up the call so we can get to other people and try to keep things to 5 minutes per caller. Now, it's your turn, Sophia. Go ahead and let the listeners know what they need to hear.
Yeah, and my notes are a little bit longer than yours.
Okay.
This is usually what I share with those that I am doing any kind of sessions and readings for. Please don't take anything personal. The messages that are coming through me are only coming to you with love and light. I don't know you personally. There's no judgment or ego involved on my side. They're going to communicate to you in the most effective way that they can. However, it is ultimately up to you how you interpret and receive the message. The messages stand for this exact moment in time with the energies that are coming through me. So whatever you decide, you do have free will, and it is up to you what your decisions and choices are. Okay, they're only here to come through me to guide you, your higher self. Your guides brought you here for a reason, and you have choices and options here. So nothing is ever set in stone. Sometimes the messages don't make sense to you immediately. However, it is something that could make sense to you later, tonight, tomorrow, in a week, a month, or sometime later on in your life. Your human self is going to want to analyze the message that is being told to you, but your higher self knows when it is appropriate to bring the realization of the message forward. Some of you on the line could feel like you're just getting a little bit spacey, emotional, just feeling a little bit different. There's no need to worry. It's that zoned out feeling because you're aligning with source energy. The guides won't do anything without your permission. If there's, for some reason, that I'm asked to do some kind of energetic healing for you, I'm not a doctor. I don't claim to be one. I will ask for your permission if you would like an energetic healing, and that is coming from your guides and your higher self and the divine highest beings of light. And so I will ask for your permission, and I will send it through if you do want that. Sometimes the guides won't give an answer, and I won't have an answer for you simply because it's not the right time for you to know. Sometimes the lessons of a particular experience are not yet completed, and to point it out would be premature, and it's like putting the cart before the horse. Again, I do really express that they're here to guide you. You are here to, you're encouraged to exercise your own free will, and they're just here to assist in developing with your soul's growth. I am kind of in a slightly meditative state when I'm doing this. It's almost like I'm the party to a third party to a two-party conversation. So this will be interesting. I'm looking forward to this. So that's it.
Okay. One other note for the listeners. This is a 1-hour show. I scheduled an hour and a half only because we frequently, when we're doing these, we go over by a few minutes, and I don't want the streaming to stop. So we will finish with the last person at about the hour point, and then have Sophia talk about her contact information, upcoming events, things like that, and then we'll close the show. So you ready to get started?
I am. One more thing I do want to add, Dave, before we bring on the first caller, just to let you guys know, I do go into meditation, and I do protect and ask for the messages to be brought through with love, light, being soft, gentle, wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and making sure it's safe and comfortable for you guys. And I ask for protection, and only 100% pure love and light is able to come through for me and for everyone involved as well. And I think that's important to acknowledge, that I don't let just anybody come through the front door to give you guys messages. And so I've protected our space here. Thank you.
Great. Okay. Well, are you ready?
I am.
Okay. The first caller is a person with area code 720. I'm bringing them on.
Okay.
Okay, you're on. Hello.
Hi, Dave. Hi, Sophia. This is Marissa.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Hi, Marissa.
Hi.
What is your question?
I've taken the last couple of years off. I quit my job a couple of years ago and divorced my husband after 17 years, and I've kind of put myself in a cocoon for the last 2 years, doing a lot of inner work, and I'm wondering if it's time. Am I ready to go out and face the world and get a job and do all the social things that other people do?
Okay, very good question. Your guides are here, and they are saying that you've gone through this transition, as well as with many others on the planet, and as I am talking to them right now. So many people, such as yourself, let me explain this first of all, so that everyone in the audience can understand this as well, because the messages just aren't for you. It's a very good question. It's for many of the people on the call as well. So many people right now are going through transitions, feeling like they're in that cocoon state, and that all has to do with the transition that is on the planet, the metamorphosis. A good example, obviously, is the caterpillar cocooning and then turning into the butterfly, and that is the same thing that is going with many, many on the planet, and this is part of the awareness and awakening. And they say to me that because you are asking the question, there is a feeling, a very strong feeling, that your soul is ready to move forward, and is just about complete with this phase. You are going to go in and out of this phase. However, they are suggesting, yes, that you get out a little bit more when you feel the energy to do so. They also suggest that when you feel that you need to go in and take time for yourself and do self-care, that is highly and strongly suggested as well. And pay attention to what's going on with your body and your energy levels, which they're saying that you already do, and that you're doing a very good job of that, and to continue to do that, and you will go in and out, and then there will be a point where you will break through all of that and require less rest as you are going into full swing in the next phase of your life. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
You're absolutely welcome. Thank you for being on.
Okay, well, thanks and good night, and we'll go to the next caller. This will be the person with area code 863. Hi, welcome to the show.
Hi, Dave. Thank you for taking my call.
Sure, who is this?
This is Julia, and I'm calling from Florida.
Oh, welcome.
Hi, Julia. How are you?
Doing well, Sophia. Nice to meet you, and thank you for taking my call as well.
Yes, thank you for being on the line. How can I assist?
Well, you had mentioned about finding a new life partner, so I was calling to see what you pick up around me finding a new life partner. Similar to your story, I went through a divorce and finding that I'm moving in the direction of, having that partnership.
Okay. So your specific question is when is that going to happen? Is that going to happen? Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
I just want clarity. Okay. Okay. Yes, I do see somebody coming to you this year, and it is going to be between June and the holidays. It's going to really depend on you and your energies as well. I see also that in order for this to happen, they're telling me that there's some things within yourself that require to be healed. And that may be due to a previous relationship, is what I'm getting. There's a previous relationship that...
is it anything we can work with right now, if their time permitting? Any vows to release or anything that...
You're in a phase right now where your soul energies, your higher self wants you to get to the next part and to to connect with this person. So this person is ready for you. Hold on, I'm pausing because they're giving me more messages.
Okay.
So it looks like within the next 3 months they are telling me that this is looking to clear up for you. There's still sometimes when we're not currently in a relationship, we are in some kind of spiritual development phase. And that's where you are at right now. In that spiritual development phase, we're in that cocoon, we're healing, we're transforming. There's things sometimes that need to be taken care of for us before we get into a relationship. And that could pertain to jobs, families, just other things that are a priority in our life. And so they're saying that once those things clear within the next 3 months, you will be ready for that relationship. And that relationship, I see you meeting this person, and you are in a relationship with this person. It's coming in, it looks like to me, any time between August to December that you will meet this person.
Okay, sounds wonderful. Would it be possible, Dave, that maybe Sophia could come back a future show, maybe to work with us around, releasing vows or something?
Absolutely. That'd be a great idea.
All, we can all do it along with you. So thank you very much. I appreciate your insight.
She could touch many people.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. So much. Yes, it's a pleasure talking to you. And Dave, I'm happy to do that.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you, Dave. All right.
Good night.
Bye.
Okay. Well, let's go to the next caller. This is area code 856. Hi, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for taking my call. This is Laura.
Hi, Laura.
Hi, Laura.
Hi.
Hi. What's your question?
Also, like the last caller, I'm looking to see if there's my soulmate is coming up this year or maybe next year.
Mhm. Yes, for you, I do see that you are also. There's some things that are going on in your life this year. That I feel like that you're focused on, and it almost feels like it's career, around your career. And once that clears up, I see a partner coming in. It's going to be after December. It'll be next year in 2017.
Okay. Is it like January, or is it going to be in the middle of the year? Do you know?
Yeah, it's closer to the end of this year, beginning of next year.
Okay. Anything you can tell me about him or how I'm going to meet him? Anything like that?
The energies around your meeting him are still, okay, now they're telling me it's going to be on a trip that you take. Do you travel at all?
No, not really.
Huh.
Is it for work, or is it going to be
I feel like it's
fun?
I feel like it's a combination of both. You don't travel for your job?
I haven't for a while. I used to in the past. I've traveled, but it's been a while since I've traveled.
Okay. It may not make a lot of sense right now. What I am telling you, from what I'm seeing, that it feels like it it's some kind of working trip. I don't think it's going to be what you quite expect it to be. Probably not something that you think is like traditionally part of your job. And I feel like you're kind of seeking something when you're on this trip that what is not something that has to do with power. It's just I keep getting work. It's a work trip. However, I see you having a lot of fun on this trip, and this is how you meet this person.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah,
very
so that's
much.
what I'm seeing at the moment. Yeah. So look forward to hearing anything that comes up on that.
Yeah, me too. Thank you very much. I appreciate the reading.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you for coming on, and good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Okay, we're ready for, let's see, the caller at area code 505. Hi, welcome to the show. Hello.
Thank you.
And what's your first name?
Patricia.
Hi, Patricia.
Hi, Patricia.
Hi, Sophia. Thank you. I so resonate with your story. I also divorced after 20 years, cocooned. I have a simple job right now. I had concentrated on finding a mate, but then I dropped that because now my attention is on moving. But it seems like ever since I've concentrated on that, I've started hearing a lot of noises in my house. I don't know if it's spiritual or if it's mechanical, and I'd like to know what the guides say to me about these noises. Is it something that's keeping me here for a while, or is it something that I need to do?
Keeping
I
you there for a while.
think I need to move.
Are you scared?
No, not at all. Well, the noises kind of wake me up at night. I'm very spiritual. I'm very connected, so I get a lot of messages in my dreams. I've connected with my past lives and my higher self and everything, but I just can't figure out these noises in this house.
Yes, well, they're telling me, and they had told me you're highly intuitive. You are connected with the other side, and because of that, there are beings. And if you're not scared, that's great. I don't feel that they are anything that you need to be concerned about. I do feel that you have mediumship abilities, is what I'm being told, and that these are beings that know that you have these mediumship abilities as you've done this in other lifetimes. This work has been with you for other lifetimes, and so the beings. I don't feel are, like I said, scary. This is why you feel no fear. And they're not to scare you. They're to scare you. They are there to get your attention. They would like your assistance. They want your assistance with communicating with their loved ones. And so they've come to you for this assistance. Now, whether it is something that you decide or choose to do as some kind of work, that is completely up to you. If you do not choose to do this work with them, not only are they looking to connect with their loved ones, they also require assistance to cross over to the light. So they're coming to you to look for assistance, and this is why you're hearing these noises.
Well, my fear was I didn't want to move because I was thinking that there was something wrong with the house. I don't want the new owners to be hearing these noises. I want this house to be free and clear for the next owners. I won't move until those noises stop. And I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I just there's many of us. I'm one of them. I do remote house clearings, and so that is something that I do. And there's probably someone in your local area, if you want somebody to be physically present, to come in and assist you with that and guide you along. I'm sure you would. All you have to do is ask your guides to lead you to the right person, or even.
Yeah, and I'll jump in. Dave the Mystic does remote clearings too, so There's a lot of resources.
Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely. Dave's great at that.
So if I do move, it'll be fine then, because I feel like I need to move, but there's so many things on this land that I feel are keeping me here. I'm starting to see like elementals and and just stuff like that. I'm really I'm going back and forth. I love this place, but
Yeah. Yeah, they are on the land. Some of and some of them will follow you as well. It is obviously your decision. I wouldn't, if that is your heart and your desire is to really move, I wouldn't let it stop you from doing what you want to do.
Okay.
But there is assistance available that and that can help you with that.
Okay. I appreciate that. I'm glad I asked that question. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I loved hearing your story. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you
for
being
listening.
here.
Thank you, Dave. Bye.
Bye. I'm going to ask you to insert or take a quick question off the chat. This is let's see. She says, this is from Soul 11, and Soul 11's name is Pankaj, Pankaj. I'm probably butchering it, but I'm sorry. And the question is, what does Sophia and guides see for my soul path? And I was just wondering if you could address that briefly.
Mm-hmm. Give me just a second.
Sure.
It's very interesting. Once again, this is another one of those where it's not going to be super specific, mainly because it's not just for Panka, it's also for the audience that's listening in. Because of the time on our planet and what's going on with balancing the divine male and the divine female energy, it's very important to tap into our heart chakra and follow our hearts and listen to our guidance and our intuition. Listen to our hearts over our minds. Our minds are there to assist us with some logical processes. However, at the same time, we've got old belief systems from family and friends and society and civilization, church, religion, all that surrounding us, government, that constantly want to come in and influence us. And it's time for us to let go of those old belief patterns and old belief systems and really follow our heart. So on your soul path, if there was a very, very specific question, I could go into it a little bit more. But once again, your guides remind you that following what gets you excited, what makes you feel good, taking time for self-care, and really letting go of guilt, shame, grief, embarrassment, and the old ways of being, because they really have nothing to do with you. They come from old ways of being, and they're not yours. You don't own those. So follow your heart in everything that you do. I mean, that's the bottom line. It's cliche. They can't stress that enough.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thanks.
Our next caller is area code 913. Hi, welcome to the show.
Hi, Dave and Sophia. My name's
Hi.
Andy. Thanks so much for taking my call tonight.
Sure.
Thanks, Andy, for coming on.
Thanks. I wanted to ask, I'm in the midst of a program of study at school, and probably within about the next year to 2 years, I'll be finishing up. And I just wondered if you see more of a career in terms of more of an entrepreneurial bent, or more of a teaching, or a combination thereof, or something else I'm not seeing.
Yeah, I see a combination of both. I do see a combination of both. I see you going into I see you in your studies as well as doing some what we might call internship work or hands-on experience is what they're telling me. There's hands-on experiences. There's going to be those opportunities available to you. And I see you actually going into business for yourself before you even finish school, from the experiences and what you gain. And so that I do see you standing in front of a room, and so there is teaching involved as well. And so a lot of good things going on, a lot of exciting things. You're going to be very happy, very fulfilled. You're really going to feel really good about your work and who you're working with.
Oh, great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, a lot to look forward to, so enjoy your journey.
Great. Thank you both. Have a great night.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, the next caller is on Skype. I think you're the only one. Hello.
Hi, this is Jane. How are you?
Hi, Jane. How are you?
Hi, Jane.
I'm doing well. Hi, Sophia. Well, I'm calling because I'm dealing with a situation at work and just want to know why a male coworker is creating problems for me.
Mm-hmm. Okay, give me a second.
Okay.
I see that you had another lifetime with this person.
Okay.
And I feel what I'm seeing is they're showing me you guys arguing and disagreeing in this other lifetime.
Okay.
It's going on in the parallel life with you right now.
Yes.
It's going on in another dimension with you right now, and it's being crossed over into this lifetime right now at this moment. And
I can't get away from him. Like I've asked, to be moved away from, where I sit, like if I sit near him, and I've asked to move to another department. I have to work from home, but they won't let me, and it's, I'm having to deal with this person, like, on a daily basis.
Mhm. Yeah, so, to answer your question, that's what I do see, that this person and you are disagreeing. And I also see there is another lifetime as well where you are married. And there is not, it was not a happy marriage as well. So there's soul contracts being played out right now. Souls that are coming, these other lifetimes from other dimensions are coming in to play right now. He has a soul contract with you. And it feels to me that there's some resolution and healing that need to come into play from these other lifetimes, as well as there's a self-reflection piece, something that's going on that you don't like about him that you would find within yourself, and vice versa. So there's a lesson. I do see it eventually being resolved. It is something that requires you to shift your energy in order for his energy to shift.
Would that be soon?
It depends on you, yeah.
It will get resolved.
I feel that
or
in a good way. I feel that
like there's so much negative energy coming out of him.
There's something here for you to learn from this experience as well. So that's what they're telling me, is there's something here that you need to look at within yourself as well, and shifting your energy and embracing him with coming from a place of understanding and compassion for where he's coming at will shift his energy.
Okay. like, what is his impression of me? Is there, like, resentment or, like, what is it? Like, animosity or...
I just feel that you just happen to be the one that's there. It could be anybody, but for some reason he's focused on your energies. And again, this is being carried from other lifetimes and other dimensions.
Okay. It has to do with past life.
Yeah, yeah. I do clearing and releasing vows with people and groups of people.
Okay.
And so there are people that constantly come to me because of their coworkers and workspaces. So.
Okay, so you do that kind of work.
Yeah, and there's many of us that do. So.
Yeah. Okay. Because this person, I don't know. I know he was placed on my path for some reason, and it's just. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And good night. Well, I think we're about done. So thank you, Sophia, so much for being our guest this evening. It's been great, and thank you for doing the mini readings for the callers. Contact info for Sophia. She can be contacted for readings or spiritual energy work. She does remote work through video communication and phone internationally. You can use the following. There's facebook.com/Sophia, and the last name is Rashkin, Rashkin, or twitter.com/Sophia Rashkin, instagram.com/Sophia Rashkin, website www.soulylove.com or www.sophia-rashkin.com. Thank you, Sophia, for being on the show. We sure appreciate having you here with us.
Well, thank you, David. It's a pleasure. I just want to add one more thing. My name is spelled with a PH, because I know a lot of people like to put an F in there, but it's Sophia, and then the last name is Rashkin once again.
Great. Thank you. So thanks for listening tonight, and blessings. Have a great week.
Good night. Thank you, Dave, for having me on. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.